Hey, it's that time again. Hello, everybody. Brother Steve with COGIC Decision 2021. It's a wonderful night. It's a great night right here in Hollywood, California. It is warm and hot outside. So all the best to the people on the East Coast. We're praying for you. We're lifting you up and keep you in prayer. My dear friend, Mother Mildred Linzy, candidate for re-election again, and for the trustee board of the Church of God in Christ. And as we say, she got the recipe. All right. So let's know that Mother Mildred Linzy is our special guest tonight. We need you to share. Now, I'm going to tell you why you want to share this video, because we're going to have something very special. We're going to be giving away in this broadcast in just a few minutes. So if you're watching our broadcast right now, let's support Mother Linzy right now by sharing this video. Let's get the word out. And if you have a comment, you want to say hello to Mother Mildred Linzy, and we want to do that as well. Okay, we see people already in the comment window commenting right now, so it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a long night. We've got 3 interviews back to back tonight, so just stick with us as we get all this information out to you as well. Mother Mildred Linzy, candidate for re-election to the National Board of Trustees for the Church of God in Christ, on our broadcast tonight. And you know what? We may have another special guest for you. But she said she in the kitchen and she ain't coming out. So, all right, we'll be right back after this. You saw that logo right now, COGICFamilyLife.com. I want you to go to that site at the end of this broadcast, COGICFamilyLife.com, and go claim your bonus gifts, okay? We've got a lot of great bonus gifts. We're giving them away. We've got sanitizers, hand sanitizer machines. We've got $300 restaurant certificates. So I need you to go to COGIC Family Life. Let me put that up on the screen right now. Go to COGICFamilyLife.com at the end of this interview and go get you some free gifts and sign up and see what we have going on. Okay, Mother Mildred Linzy, candidate for re-election for the National Board of Trustees of the Church of God in Christ. Mother Linzy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you, Brother Steve?
I'm doing good. I see we kind of coordinate our I got the shirt, you got the scarf, so I think you're doing kind of good, Mother Linzy. There, you know, how we coming along there, Mother? Are we doing okay, Mother Linzy?
Doing great. Doing just great. Yeah.
All right. Mother Linzy, you are a candidate for re-election to the National Board of Trustees. The saints and friends are watching right now all across the country. And I just want to just talk to you real quick now. You are different than a lot of people that's been on the trustee board. How long have you been serving on the National Board of Trustees?
I've been serving on the National Board of Trustees for 32 years. 32 years.
Whoa, you've been on the board longer than some of these people have been elders and pastors.
Yeah, you're right. I've been on the board for 32 years. Matter of fact, I've been on the board longer than some of the general board members, the trustee members. I'm the oldest one on the trustee board, except Brother Dwight, Bishop Dwight Walls. We came on at the same time.
You know, Mother Linzy, with that being said, that's knowledge, that's history, that's good information, that's wisdom. Discuss with me your platform that you have for what you do on the National Board of Trustees.
Okay, on the National Board of Trustees, I serve as vice chairman to the Board of Trustees. And I have multiple positions and tasks on that board. We review all of the budgets that come in. Of course, you know, we set the budget for the national church, and I'm a part of that. And we oversee all of the properties of the church in Memphis and in Lexington, Mississippi, and all the properties that have been given to us by the general board to us for us to oversee. So we have a lot to do on the trustee board. And in the past, I've reached outside of the trustee board when we needed help in the church. Matter of fact, I have served as a personnel manager for the Church of God in Christ. And I served that when I first came on the board. And then I served for the HR person for the Church of God in Christ because we did not have an HR person. So I served in that position. And I also wrote the job descriptions for all of the elected officials of the Church of God in Christ. I also published the first personnel manual for the Church of God in Christ. I also published the first employees handbook for the Church of God in Christ. So I've done many things as being the trustee for the Church of God in Christ, not only just sitting there doing the budget and overseeing the property, but I rolled my sleeves up and I lent my expertise where they were needed and where we needed help and where we could save money for the church. And by me working as a human resource person, we saved thousands of dollars because at that time we didn't have the money to spend on hiring a resource person in that position. So I worked in that position for absolutely no funds. I worked there and donated my service to the Church of God in Christ. I also didn't get paid for personnel, worked as a personnel manager in the personnel office for the Church of God in Christ. This is donated service outside of the trustee board.
You know, Mother Linzy, some people think that it's a glorified job, and I see people commenting right now all the way from Cleveland, Ohio, Elder Derek Roy, Dr. Linnell Perry, she's running for Judiciary Board out there. They love you. Jennifer Carrington out there, watch you from Houston, Texas as well. She's a great business owner. She developed a great app that you want to make sure you get your hands on. And people just love you, Mother Linzy, out there as well. You know, Mother Linzy, people, what advice, I'm going to go somewhere different with this. What advice would you give to the younger generation, those who may be seeking to want to be a part? Some people think it's a glorified position. You get to get a seat on a presidium and you get special parking, and you know they're going to take care of your hotel rooms and you get a check and it's great. And I got the title. I mean, let's just give some motherly recipe. And I'm saying these words recipe because you're going to see a video about Mother Linzy coming out in a couple of days. It's going to, I've not seen nothing like it. But let's talk about what is the recipe to be good.
Well, the recipe, you would have to come into this position with your sleeves rolled up and willing to work. You cannot come in there and just sit back and take a seat, because a lot of things we have to do, it may not be in your job description as a trustee, but you have to come in there willing to work for the church. We have to find things to do to make the church better, not just to come and get a seat. And sometimes you will not be working in your expertise. You have to work outside of that. You have to do things to enhance the church. So far as one time we had a building called the McLaughlin House. And I guess a lot of people remember that. And that was under Bishop Owen's administration. I was a trustee at the time, and he wanted to open the McLaughlin House. Well, I went in there as a lady, as a member of the trustee board, and we had to put that McLaughlin House in position for rental or for whatever. I had to go in there and climb the ladders and put up curtains and dust and mop and clean up as a trustee, because that was part of our building and that was part of what we're responsible for, is taking care of the properties of the Church of God in Christ. Now, I went in there with a scarf around my head, a dust mop, a bucket that you can mop the floor. I climbed the ladders to put the curtains up at the window so we could make it presentable. So when you come into the trustee board, don't always come in there looking for a pen and a pad just to write down figures and to take notes. You have to do things to enhance the church, the building. I have walked around the building and seen that we needed the shrubberies cut. We have walked around the building to see that we needed the trash bins emptied. You have to walk behind some of the people that you employ there to make sure that they're doing their job. We go in and out of the bathrooms there to make sure they are presentable. Go in the men's room, go in the ladies' room. We have to do all of those things as a trustee. It's not a really glamorous position where you come in and you get a seat on the platform. When you see us sitting on the platform, we have earned that seat on the platform because we have worked wholeheartedly to make the church what it is, not only with just the budget and overseeing the property, but you have to put your hands to the wheel. You have to do other things that's probably, like I said before, that's not even in your job description. So I'm telling them when they come in there, don't look, because you come in there with a degree in management. You're not going to come in there managing everybody. I have a degree in management. So you don't have to come in there looking to take your degree and use it on the trustee board. I know this is off the record. You might have a degree in dogology.
Yes.
I'm just throwing that out. But we don't have no dogs on the trustee board. You might come in there with another degree as being a medical doctor. Well, we don't have people on the board that's taking care of patients, but you come in there willing to work and do what your hands find to do.
Ooh, Mother Linzy, woo! I'm excited tonight, Mother Linzy. Let me ask you this. You served under multiple presiding bishops. I'm going to ask you a question that on all these interviews I've done, I think there's only two people who can actually answer this question. Let's name all the presiding bishops you served under, and what would you say is their take? Like, what is their thing that they will be remembered as, like, their legacy with you working with them?
Okay, I worked under 5 presiding bishops, starting with Bishop J.O. Patterson Sr.
Yes.
I worked under Bishop Ford. Now, you know, Bishop Ford was a go-getter, and he was a stickler for keeping the property up. I have gone down to Lexington, Mississippi with Bishop Ford. And, you know, when I first came on the board, I had on high heel shoes and, you know, all dressed up. And when I went to Lexington, Bishop Ford told me, he said, wait a minute, you got on those high heel shoes, but you got to get over here in the mud. He said, grab that shovel over there. And I want you to start digging, because we got to plant these flowers and we got to plant these shrubberies. So I had to take off those high heel shoes and I had to get down with Bishop Ford and planting those shrubberies down in Lexington, Mississippi, with a shovel in my hand. Okay, I've served under Bishop Ford. I served under Bishop Chandler David Owens. Mm-hmm. Bishop Chandler David Owens was a stickler for saving money for the church. He wanted the church to be sovereign. So what we did, we cut the budget. We sliced. We took out the fat to save money for the church. And when Bishop Owens left, being the presiding bishop, we had a lot of money set aside. I can say that Mother Sylvia Law, Bishop Frank White, and myself, we made a trip to New York, and you saw the building that was struck by the plane on 9/11. Yeah. We were in that building on that floor just a month before that happened, where we were investing money for the church. And so happened, it didn't happen while we were there. God saw fit that we came out of there and we wasn't there when that happened. So under Bishop Owens' administration, he was for making the church sovereign. And that's what we did. We tried to make sovereign so we wouldn't have to go into debt borrowing money or go into debt doing other things for the church. We had money set aside.
Yes.
Under Bishop Patterson, Gilbert Patterson, he was a religious person. He wanted to boost the religious part of the church. He wanted to make the church whole again with his religious aspect. He wanted to come in and sanctify everything. And Bishop Patterson, he started the wall in the back of the church, if you all can remember.
Yes.
It's a wall in the back of the church. We had part of that. And the trustees were the very first ones to buy one of the bricks in the wall, which was $1,000. Now, you don't think you're going to come in there and gain a whole lot of money, because you're going to put out some money too as being a trustee. We put the first bricks in the wall, and he wanted that wall to represent all of the bishops, the supervisors, and the churches in the Church of God in Christ. It's not finished yet, but we're planning to finish that wall. And under Bishop Blake, Bishop Blake came in and he picked up the mantle, and he picked up where they left off. He was bringing the spiritual side back into the church, and he wanted us to beautify the church, and he wanted us to finish doing what we had started doing. And he was a stickler for saving money also. If you know Bishop Blake, he was a stickler for that. He was a stickler for that budget being on point and not just, you know, bringing something there, bringing crumbs here and presented. No, he wasn't about that. He was a stickler for everything being in place and in order. So those are the 5 bishops that I have served under. And I have served under all of them. The only one I didn't serve under was Bishop Mason, and that was before my time. But everybody that came after Bishop Mason, I have served under them.
Mother Linzy, after all that, there's no other choice to just vote Mother Linzy, trustee board, re-election again, and again. Mother Linzy, what do you do locally? I mean, what's your name of your local church, your pastor, your bishop, so we can know and celebrate them as well? And before we say that, I just wanted to say the people are commenting right now. They're commenting on you right there. They're loving you, because this is a time for history. This is a time where this is history of the Church of God in Christ. People will not know all the work you have to do, planting flowers and bushes and shrubbery and checking the restrooms and making sure things are clean at Mason Temple, and the properties that's well maintained and going up. Those are great things that our National Trustee Board is doing. And I just want to say, for those who see the COGIC Family Life, I need you to go to that. Somebody just made a comment. She's the most qualified person for the National Trustee Board. I want you to go to that website right now when we get done. And I've got a lot of stuff to give away. Now, if you don't go to it tonight, you don't get these goods and you don't get these things we give away. We give away a lot of stuff. And 10 people next week probably get a trip to Vegas and Hawaii as well. So make sure you vote. Make sure you go to our site. Make sure you go sign up, get your name registered, to take advantage of those wonderful bonus gifts right now. Those bonus gifts are available right now. Mother Linzy, let's talk about your local church where you're a member of.
I'm a member of Kelsey Temple Church of God in Christ in Washington, D.C., where I have been a member there for 60 years. And I have served on the trustee board in our local church for 10 years. I have worked along with my husband in the Sunday school. I have worked as a field representative for 35 years in the Sunday school department. And I have worked on different auxiliaries, different plannings, different committees in my local church. I was under the leadership of Bishop Samuel Kelsey before his demise. Now it's Bishop Elder Fred D. Morris in the local church. And also, I'd like to put a plug in for my new bishop, is Bishop Dwight L. Green. I'm serving with him in G5 in Virginia as a supervisor there. And before being appointed to that position, I was serving in Republic of South Korea jurisdiction as supervisor there for 14 years. And right now, I'm doing a dual role for the Southwest, for Republic of Korea and Virginia 5, because they do not have a supervisor for Korea at this moment. So I'm holding a dual position in Korea and Virginia 5 as a supervisor.
Mother Linzy, I mean, it takes somebody great and brilliant to do what you have done. And I'm going to ask you just a simple question. You know, we have a list of questions here, but I can't even go down this list because, the information you're saying is so powerful. How does one maintain all those positions and yet you don't miss a beat? To national trustee, local trustee, double supervisor for 2 different jurisdictions. How are you able to do that? What is the secret recipe? Mother Linzy is always trying up the recipe. What's your recipe, Mother Linzy? If you're watching right now, I'm going to open the comments right now. I want you to say hello to Mother Linzy. Send her a great word, a great hello. We've got those giveaways we're giving away right there. Go to COGICFamilyLife.com. We've got people online watching. Go to COGICFamilyLife.com. We got to open those gifts right now. I got 10 gifts left. If you don't go to it, you don't get them. You don't get them. But Mother Linzy, what's the recipe that you hold all this down?
First of all, I have a love for the church. Second of all, I love God. And he's the one that has given me, he's the number one. He's the one that gives me strength to go on to do what I'm doing. I love the Church of God in Christ. And I want to see everything in the Church of God in Christ to be on point. I put my whole heart in the church to work for the church. Not only was I working for the church, I was in school and I was working in secular world. I worked for the Treasury Department for 30 years before retiring from the Treasury Department. Not only that, I worked for Bowie State University as the Multicultural Affair Director for Bowie State University. Not only that, I worked running my own business for 15 years. I ran a boutique. I
Brother,
ran the boutique for 15 years. So I put my whole heart in what I'm doing with the help of the Lord and being dedicated. And God has given me that strength to do it. So I am dedicated to my church.
Mother Linzy, my favorite person in the world is my mother, Mother Or Harris. She's saying hello to you right now. And after that comment, Mother Lindsay, you said the Treasury Department, my interview is over. I'm like, forget this. I can't go no further. Mother Lindsay, you just shut the house down. You just, the Treasury. How is the temperature in Washington right now, Mother Lindsay?
Well, the Temple Church in Washington right now, it's holding its own. We have a pastor there that's been incapacitated for some time, but we're still going on. His son has been running the church in his absence. And then we have our jurisdictional bishop, which is Bishop Neville Cole. He had recently stepped in as the interim pastor at our church until things, get ironed out. We can get a new pastor there and things will move right on. But we're still holding on. We have not given up. We're still having service every Sunday on Zoom. We're having service.
Yes.
We're having weekly service during the week, prayer meetings during the day. So we're holding our own at the Temple Church of God in Christ.
Mother Lindsay, right now, I'm seeing the people just commenting. This is legacy. I had no idea that this interview would go this direction because of your legacy, your history, and you have so much to offer. I want to thank your wonderful daughter for doing an incredible job, making sure everything's in place, everything's taken care of. Mother Lindsay, before we leave, I want to let you know we've got 7 more spots available right now. So as soon as we end this broadcast, go to COGICFamilyLife.com, get those gifts. I'm seeing people getting those gifts right now, but we've got about 7 more spots right now to go get those gifts. Share this video. Make sure you get your hands on those wonderful bonuses. We bless people. Sometimes you just can't give stuff away to people, but we're blessing people. Mother Lindsay, work with the Treasury Department for the United States federal government, work with the Church of God in Christ, trustee board. What do you want to say to the delegates out there, which is your words from you to them on why they should reelect you again for another successful term to the National Board of Trustees?
First of all, I have integrity. Second of all, I have experience. Third of all, I am not a novice. I can come up and work now. I don't need on-the-job training. I've been trained. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and continue to do the job that I have been doing in the past. I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the education, and I have the background. So if they trust me to do a job, I can do it. They trust me once, they trust me twice, they trust me 3 times. I'm asking them to trust me again so I can do the job and complete the work that I have been doing on the trustee board.
Mother Lindsay, you said it all. You've been on the board over 30 years. Am I correct? Again, over 30 years?
Correct. 32 years.
And you've done the work. You've proven yourself over and over again. Are there any plans to say, I want to retire from the several responsibilities, or you want to, this is what you love, your passion? And so how do we address that?
Well, I plan to work. If they re-elect me, I plan to give them 4 more years. I want to complete some of the work that I have started on the trustee board. So I want to work for another 4 years on the trustee board. And then I can help some of the younger people coming on, maybe to be an advisor to them, to help them through the hurdle that they would have to go through. I would like to advise the people that are coming on the trustee board to help them to get to where I have been. So I plan to work 4 more years. And then I promise I will help them to get on, and I will help them to get to where I am today.
But no, but like Mother Lindsay, and I like how you sit in that seat. That's how you sit in the presidium. Sometimes Mother Lindsay running things, making stuff happen. Mother Lindsay, before I leave, I want to say, where do you see the future of our church, of our national church, going in the next year or two? Do you see conventions changing or shifting? Do you see, I know we've cut the budget. We interviewed budget chair Amos Smith, and we went from 10 million down to 5 million. We're tweaking it. None of the employees had to be let go. We were able to maintain people's jobs, their health care benefits, and that. So where do you see the future of the church going in the next couple months?
I see the church going up. I don't see it going down. I'll see the church going up. We had to cut the budget down to $5 million, but I don't think it would stay there with everything that we need to do and everything that we are tasked to do. I see the church blooming again under new administration. I don't know who it will be, but under new administration, I promise to work wholeheartedly with whoever come in to help the church to go up. Not to go down, but we're pushing forward to go up with the new administration. We want new buildings. We want new education. We want new budget streams. We want new revenue coming in. We want all of these things new. When this administration comes into hand, we want to see something new. We want to see people being revived. We want to see the religious aspect of it growing in the church. We don't want to see it going down. My sole thing, what I have in my heart right now, is to help the seniors. We don't want to push the seniors aside. I've seen the seniors come to the convention, sitting on the side, eating crackers and drinking soda. That's their meal, because they had to spend all of their money to get to the convention, to pay the hotel room, to pay the assessments, and they have no money to eat. But what we saw them eating, crackers and a soda sitting on the side. I want our church to get to the point where we can give those seniors a meal, at least one meal, while they're at the conventions. One hot meal for the seniors. We need to put money aside for the seniors, because they have pressed their way to the convention. They have bought seats at the convention that they can't even sit in. They have to take their canes and go to the balcony because someone else has sat in their seats. And I've seen the old people struggling going to the balcony after paying their assessments or registering to sit down on the floor. We want to do something for the seniors in our church, because they are the backbone of the church. They're the ones that we have to depend on and that we go to for strength, for prayer, for everything. We go to those seniors. So we want to do something for the seniors. I have a passion for that. So if I'm elected to the Board of Trustees, I want to make sure we can do something for the seniors.
Whew, Mother Linzy, you hit him so hard in this interview. You just tore the house up, and I feel it. I see your passion, and that's where my heart is. And because I have a passion for the small church, for that young pastor. I mean, I can't start talking about it right now, Mother Linzy, because I will get emotional, and I don't want y'all to see me physically break down on camera. But Mother Linzy, I've gone to conventions, and I remember before I was able to afford to go to convention, I would sit and just listen on the phone, and they would start trying to stream and get that together. And then I would go to convention and see families and see people like in the lobby. Like, why is this brother in the lobby every single night? Because that's all he had. I've seen people, I've gone around, I had to myself, here, let me take care of your meal, or just go to the waitress and say, take care of that table. Because you've seen people, I tell people the pattern. These are the diehards. They come to convention for prayer. They're there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then by Friday, their money is tight. Come Saturday, they can't go to the convention hall and shop around because they got to stress that meal. They got to, and by Sunday, like, well, I got to go heading back home. And I did a convention, Mother Linzy. I broke down and cried. I was at a convention, and I had gotten an award, and I said, well, the convention's here in Michigan, so I'm just going to take Greyhound from Michigan back to Cleveland, and then from Cleveland, fly back to California. And when I got on the Greyhound bus with my award, somebody looked at me and said, "You're Brother Steve?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Well, what you doing on Greyhound?" I said, "I'm getting a ride like you are." And we just talked and conversate, and then she said, "But you're from California." I said, "I'm just taking a Greyhound over to Cleveland, 2-hour drive, and then I'm going to meet my parents, spend a couple of days with them, and I'm going to go home, okay, and fly back to California." She said, "Wow, what a blessing." I said, where are you going? She told me, I think she said she's going back to Oklahoma City. I said, oh. I said, well, my bus ride is 2 hours. She said, I'm going to be on this bus for 2 days. I
Oh,
said, 2 days? And I looked at her seat and she had bags. I said, well, what's that? She said, oh, this is my food. I made me some ham sandwiches and I got me a drink and some chips. And this has got to stretch for 2 days. Mother, I broke right there on the spot. And when I got off in Cleveland, I turned around, looked at her. I said, God bless you. I thank God for you. I reached in my pocket and pulled out something nice. I said, every time this bus stops, you go eat. You can take the sandwiches and give it to somebody else, eat it on the way. We're going to make sure people eat. You got to have a passion.
you got to.
You got to help folks. My mentor, God rest, I don't know how he is right now because I don't know if he's there, but my mentor invented Post-its. He said, create something to help people. His name is Arthur Fry. Create something to help people. And Mother Linzy, from this interview, it's clear you have a passion to help people. When you said that about those seniors, who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk the idea that we need to have something set aside for if you're maybe 80 years old and up and you fit in this category? We're not here to put your finances on blast. We're not here trying to just, if you are a pioneer, we're going to have a pioneer dinner.
Right, absolutely.
Pioneers to go every day, once a day, to go have a pioneer dinner. These are the pioneers, and we're going to have all the food you can eat. Don't worry about it. Bring your husband. Who cares if you're a bishop? Who cares? You came because, like I say, it's a lot of medication.
It is.
At those, and these people, you got to stay healthy.
That's true.
And I thank God, Linnell says Bishop Perry loved Mother Linzy, and the people are just commenting, they're voting for you. They want your support, Mother Linzy. You've been a blessing. You've blessed me today. And we're going to take this interview right here, and we're going to post this on our national new website, COGICFamilyLife.com. We're going to text this out. If you're not a part of our text family right now, text the word COGIC to 24587. We need as many people to see this interview, hear Mother Linzy's heart. But on February 23rd, vote Mother Mildred Linzy re-election again. You nailed it. I got another person waiting to interview, coming up next couple of weeks. But you nailed it, Mother Linzy. We got to help folks. I'm sorry, I got it. When you start talking about helping people, it's about helping people. Mother Linzy, what are your closing comments? I'm gonna shut up myself. I'm gonna get emotional and passionate. I'm gonna have y'all start voting for me for re-election. So okay, go ahead. Let's talk about your closing comments right now, Mother Linzy. What do you want to say in closing to the people before we end our broadcast?
In closing, I would like for them to vote for me so I can continue doing the work that I have started and see that some of these things come to fruition. My passion is for the seniors. When we can go to those $200 banquets and we see them sitting on the sideline, they cannot. We walk right by them and we go to those $200 dinners, and we should be able to take some of that money and provide a dinner for those seniors. If it's nothing but give them something, we need to start off helping the seniors. And that's my passion. And if I get on the trustee board, that's what I'm going to push for, that we put some money in the budget to take care of those seniors, to do something for goes to the General Assembly floor. I'm willing to get up there and express myself why we should take care of the seniors of the church and why we stay in the budget to help take care of the seniors at these different conventions. Maybe we cannot do it at every convention, but surely we can do it at the convocation, because that's where most of them come, is to the convocation. So that's my passion. And if they vote for me, I will work for you. I'm not working for me. I'm working for you and working for the church. And I want to see the church move on to another level.
Mother Linzy, I'm going to stop myself from talking because this interview has blessed me. I almost said something else, but I would have got in trouble. Mother Linzy, thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Stay on the line as we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mother Mildred Linzy, it's not much to say. It's kind of obvious why she should be reelected. It should be like default, reelected to the National Board of Trustees. Mother Linzy, you blessed us again. We got two more interviews to do tonight. Y'all stay with me right here at COGIC Decision 2021. We've got several interviews tonight, and stay close. Linzy, thank you so very much. Stay on the line.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem, Linzy. Don't forget, go to COGICFamilyLife.com. Go to COGICFamilyLife.com. People are going there right now. I'm going to unlock it for 20 more people, but you got 15 minutes to go there right now and just sign in and get some free stuff, or go check out some other things we got out there. So I'm going to open it for 20 more people right now to go. Linzy, God bless you, and we'll take care, and say hello to the president for us in Washington, D.C.
Will do. And my daughter here.
Hey!
Hey!
There she is. There's our super campaign manager. She making it happen.
Yes.
Mother Linzy, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this, y'all.